Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 181, self-motivation. This is one of the hardest things because as an author, you work alone, you live alone, you're just you. Stuff out of your head onto the paper and then publish it. Even though we work alone, most of our stimulus to keep going is externally driven. This means it comes from outside. Where do we get it and who do we get it from? First, go back to what makes you happy. The stimulus makes you happy. Is it accolades? Is it money? Is it the respect of peers? What drives you? What makes you happy? Well, I wrote a book. It's about me, and I feel great. Very few people, that's enough. Because, I was happy with my first book too, and my second, and ones after that. However, the motivation to keep writing and keep going came from the fans liking the stories, fans new opportunities, the broadening and improving of my prose, and seeing that in later reviews from folks who followed me from the first book on, saying, man, I liked your writing in the beginning, but I really like it now. It really touches me. It's streamlined, it's high impact, all stuff that I was going for. So externally motivated. That makes me happy. And on a side note, seeing other authors become successful is extremely motivating. I love that. I love hearing their stories, and I love helping them with what I can. So I try a lot of stuff. I share a lot of stuff, and hopefully people get enough out of that to make themselves successful and keep going. So look at your internal versus external motivation. There's a lot of people who they write a book and it's successful, and then it's like, oh, I always want to do this passion project. They write it and it doesn't sell. Passion project. Okay, if it's internally motivated, but then don't tie external motivators to a passion project. And if you're writing, limit your passion projects. If you're only writing passion projects, then limit your expectations regarding revenue or input or motivation that comes from readers. You're doing it for yourself, then let yourself be the motivator on that. And then if you want to make a living off it, get back to that stuff that you can sell. It's good if your passion project will sell, but don't expect that ever. Goals versus targets. Your goal is, I want to do this. I want to publish an entire series that takes a person from this through this, and these are the highlights of the things that I want them to experience and the readers to experience as they're going through this journey with a character. That's a goal. Target is, I want to rouse them one day. Keep your targets small, keep your goals big, and eventually the two will meet in the middle, and wild success. I'm down to one bar. Okay, come on, internet, you can make it. Extrinsic versus intrinsic value. We talked about this a little bit earlier. What motivates you from the inside, what motivates you from the outside. Extrinsic value is that stuff that pays you. It's people giving you accolades. It's money in the bank. Those are extrinsic rewards, the value of your product. And yes, it's your baby. Even if it's your passion project, if you still put it out there, publish it, you're trying to sell it. And intrinsic is, yes, I feel good about this book. Other people told me they like this book. That makes me feel good. All that kind of how much good feeling works and how much external. There's a balance there. You can't have all of one or all of the other. That'll leave you a little bit hollow. It's going to be some kind of balance. Embrace what keeps you moving forward. So if that's, hey, I made $100 off this book, I think I can make $500 off the next book, even though it'll be both books then you're selling, and then a third book and a fourth book. You see that grow. Okay, that's the balance. But I still want to write that passion project. But how can you insert passion type projects into a current series that's selling? This is part of the balance. You can do that. I've put a lot of things that, hey, I'd really like to get on my soapbox and talk about this issue, but I hid it within my books. So that I think is way cool. And that's something that passion project, but wrote it in books that sell. And embrace that. Do what keeps you moving forward on your career. If you don't want to go full-time, perfectly fine. You don't have to be a full-time author to do all of this. So you part-time, you're writing one book a year. Perfectly fine. Just understand that you still need to balance. You can't get all of this feedback if you only have one book out there. But you can start learning marketing and those things for when you have a second book or a third book, and your motivations, they're still there, whether they're external or internal. They apply whether you're writing one book a year, one book every 2 years, or one book a month. It's all the same. It's just if you're writing one book a month, you're getting that stimulus fast and furious. And then also you're getting all of the others of, hey, now I've got one book to sell. Now a year later, now I've got 12 books to sell. How do I do that? And then balance and keep moving forward. And a final, don't surround yourself with toxic people. If you're writing books and people are sniping and doing things, and understand there's critical feedback and then there's just sniping. And critical feedback are those things that will help you get better. Sniping is from jealousy, from envy, from whatever reason people are trying to tear you down. After my first book, people told me, go back to your day job. That's nice. I'm glad I didn't. I'm sure I make a lot more money than all of them now. Not that that is the main motivator, but damn, come on, man. Be positive. There were some good stuff in that first book. A lot of good stuff. Do those kinds of things. All right, losing viewers because I'm well over 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So self-motivation. Keep yourself motivated. Understand that balance between external and internal. Find your goal and set the targets up to help you meet that goal. All right, everybody. Peace.